Hi everyone, it's MaryAnn, visual artist and voice coach from Singapore, and welcome to day 3 of my 100-day creative vlog series. I don't have a better name for it yet because it's only day 3, but essentially this is a 100-day video series where I share things to do with the creative process, the artistic journey, self-expression, creative expression, personal growth, um, voice expression, all this sort of things related to the creative life, I guess. I've been a creative pretty much all my life. I used to write stories since I was 11, and then songwriting when I was 16. I did a little bit of acting too, and and ever since 2013 I am a professional artist. And 2 years ago I started becoming a voice coach as well. So this series is really, a chance for me to share some of the things that I've learned over these years as a creative, things that I've observed, things I've experienced, and I just hope that, whoever you are, you find this useful for your own creative journey, and maybe not even a creative journey, but just your own journey in life as well, because if you want to talk about, things on a much more bigger, grander scale, I think that every single one of us are the artists of our lives, and every single one of us are artists, and our lives are basically the masterpieces that we paint or sculpt or create over our lifetime. So we're all artists. It's all part of the same kind of process anyway. Today I want to talk about why it's so important to set yourself a deadline. Yesterday I talked about having a consistent habit when it comes to manifesting your creative goals and projects, like doing it every single day or every week if you can't do it every day. But one key factor that needs to be in there as well is you need to set a deadline. I know some people are not good with the consistent everyday habit type of work, and that's okay because everyone has a different style of working. But I think a key thing is there needs to be an end date for whatever project you're working on. And this is especially important because, if it's your own personal project where there's no one to report to, chances are you're not going to do it. Or you're going to find excuses to, delay it or to postpone it, or like, oh, it can wait till tomorrow, it can wait till next week, and wait till next year. And then you're never going to get it done, basically. So as a creative, I have spent the last 7 years working by myself mostly. I don't have a boss to kind of loom over me to make sure that I finish my work. And I know, there's this like boss looking penguin hanging out at the back there, but he's really harmless, so I don't have a boss, okay? And so it's been very hard at times, like when I have my own projects, to set a deadline. Usually it helps to have an external deadline because then the pressure comes from outside of yourself, because that external pressure helps to move things along, if you may. So an example of an external pressure could be that let's say you're writing a book, for example, and you want to have a certain date where your book is available for sale. So you could actually announce that date ahead of time, for example, and then and that could be your external deadline. Or if you're a painter and you want to do an exhibition, then locking down a venue and fixing the dates of your exhibition would actually get you started to work on those paintings. I know this from my own experience because I did my first solo exhibition in 2013. So this was like a lifelong dream for me to be an artist since I was 8. So in 2013 I was 29, almost 30, and I had this dream to do an exhibition. And at first I was kind of like, oh, I need to finish all the paintings first, before I actually find a venue. But what I learned from that experience is that finding that venue and locking down those dates are probably the best thing you can do to get your butt moving so that you start making those paintings. Those behind are some of those paintings from my first exhibition 7 years ago. So yeah, having an external deadline really, really helps in getting you to move forward with your project, whatever that is. So if let's say, it's something that you don't necessarily want to share with everybody, because sometimes we do personal projects that is really just for ourselves, but they're still equally important, compared to your job or compared to something that you promised to do for someone else, because come on, you are still an important person in your life, right? So even if it's a personal project that is just for you, it is equally as important. So find some way to set an external deadline, like maybe have like an accountable, what they call it, accountability buddy, and work with another friend who also has some personal goals to achieve, and both of you can kind of tag team together to keep both of you on track. Or you could work with a coach, to keep you on track. So things like this, having an external deadline, kind of looming over you, really helps a lot with moving things along, especially when it's something that it's just for you. Because for some reason, every time we do something that is just for us, we will procrastinate on it the most. I don't know why, but that's just human nature. It's always easier to prioritize something that we do for someone else, or for something outside of ourselves. It's always easier to prioritize that compared to something we do just for ourselves. So I leave you with that today. Set yourself an external deadline or external pressure to actually get moving on your own creative projects, whether it's personal, whether it's for your professional goals. It really helps a lot to have that. And yeah, subscribe to my YouTube channel, follow me on Facebook, like my Facebook page. If you have questions about the creative process, the artist journey, about self-expression, about life, I don't know, any question really, post it in the comments. If you don't want people to know that it's you who asked that question, because some people are shy, like me, I'm shy too, you can DM me. Links are below if for different ways that you can get in touch with me. And I will see you tomorrow.